You would not believe the amount of phone calls we get for people looking to acquire a piece of land and build their dream home on it. The market is a little bit nuts out there, and people are starting to look at alternatives to, say, a typical residential resale option, and they look towards land. But there are a few key things you need to be aware of to make sure you make a good investment. In today's episode, we are going to cover all three of those things. And if you'd like some more in-depth conversations, feel free to reach out to me directly, justin.conico, on all of the channels. Feel free to drop something in the comments below. If you want any follow-up episodes on any of these topics, let me know. I have access to some incredible people, and I'll bring them onto an episode for you. This channel is for the people, by the people. So let's get right into it and not waste any more time. Location, to me, which is number one. You would be amazed to see the amount of land that gets shopped to us off market. I recently had, I think it was a 80-acre parcel shopped to me at over $1 million. And I literally turned around and pointed them right back to a private Facebook group where there was a 100-acre parcel for $500,000 that had been posted. Very similar zoning in the area. So people can be surprised sometimes at what comparable data there may be on or off market. So make sure that you have the right location and you know what the comps are in that area. Yes, I own a real estate brokerage. No, I don't care if you work with me. I'll be a little bit sad and I'll feel like I could have done a better job. But I do think whether you're buying on or off market, you have to know the comparable data. You have to understand the location. Now, with that, going into understanding the setbacks in those locations and the local municipal rules, that would be another part that falls under number one, right? Not inspecting a property also means not knowing what you're buying or what you could do with it. Lot coverage, which is a percentage typically that a municipality will let you build. If it's 100 square foot property, maybe they'll let you build on 25 square feet of it. 25% lot coverage is a typical number you see, but different municipalities have different variances of this. And depending on the zoning, that can change. What are the zoning requirements? What type of property can you build there? Again, this video is for any type of land. So is it residential? Is it commercial? Is it mixed use? Is it agricultural? If you are looking to redevelop a piece of property, how easy has it been historically in that market to change zoning? What does that process look like? Is there a way of doing a minor variance to allow you to do what you want to do? These are all questions you need answered before you just run in head first and pull the trigger. Natural hazards, easements, utility sources, these are all other things that could impact value. An easement being, if the hydro company owns an easement that they can come access a tower on your property whenever they want. Natural hazards, if there's literally like a cliffside that you can't go close to, and maybe there's a conservation area that has governance over that. And then utility sources. Do you have gas? Do you have electricity? Do you have water? Are you going to have to do septic? Are you going to have to do well? We do land analysis all the time for our developers and our builders and acquisitions for our buyers. And this is one of the number one things we look at, because putting in a septic system could cost you 25 to 50K. Who knows? How are you going to fund the deal? And again, this depends on where you are, and having a power team in place is oh so important. And that could be your accountants, it could be your lawyers, it could be your real estate agent, but also your lender or your brokers. So they'll have an idea of what A, B, and alternative lenders are doing in your marketplace when it comes to land. And I can tell you from recent experience here, a lot of A lenders are only lending on land if they know that they're going to turn around and allow for construction within a year. Now, if you're not going to build on the property within a year, they may not finance it at all. So understand that if you have to go 100% down on a piece of land you're acquiring, that could definitely change the value from your perception. Or are you going to turn around and have a B lender fund the deal at a much higher interest, but you have a plan for that property in short order? Maybe you can discharge that mortgage quicker. Again, I'm not a lawyer. I don't play one on the TV, and neither am I an accountant. This is why you want to make sure you have a power team and you flip your deals by these people. And then also construction loans. So if you are going to build on the property, what does the construction loan look like? Are they doing it in draws? Due diligence, making sure that you're not skipping the environmentals, you're not looking into the paperwork, the surveys that are being provided to you. Number 3 mistake, but very, very top of my list. Be very wary of people that are shopping land and telling you it is approved. Quite often when you go through the paperwork that they send you, they don't actually have the final stamp of approval. And then you call the municipality, and good luck getting a solid yes or no from any municipality until they actually go through the process of that rezoning or the land development, or you submitting permits for whatever that looks like. Environmentals, another huge thing people will skip on, but then all of a sudden, if you're developing a commercial property and they're going to be putting a loan against it, they do an environmental, it's a requirement. You find out that there's a property next door to you that was a gas station that's been leaking onto your property for the last decade, all of a sudden you're looking at hundreds of thousands of dollars of remediation. These are real stories that I've heard of in the past. Thankfully, I didn't rep them, but I definitely wouldn't skip the environmental surveys provided. The amount of handshake deals that get done in real estate, and oh yeah, I own 12 feet here, I own that, yeah, own that building, there's no disputes, and then you close on the property, and all of a sudden Uncle Jimmy's next door, and he's giving you a hard time saying you're on his land, you're in the middle of a lawsuit, probably not somewhere you want to be. So to summarize, number one, you actually got to inspect the property, and that is the location, that has everything to do with the zoning, natural hazards, the actual physical property. Two, identify how you're going to fund the deal. Make sure you have a plan in place. Number three, make sure you do your due diligence. It's about 100 other things I could talk about when it comes to buying land, but I think these three are very important. Happy hunting. If you found a piece of land or you're looking, let us know who you are, where you're from. Drop it in the comments. No, I'm not going to run down there to do your deal. Maybe I know somebody in the area. I just love meeting people, and I love to know who here is actually watching. Until next time, smash that subscribe button and you won't miss a single episode of the amazing people we bring on our podcast on Thursdays, 2 p.m. EST, or any more of these gems that we're going to try and drop for you. And topics you want covered, as I mentioned, put them in the comments. This is for the people, by the people. Enjoy your day.